We're in the parsonage of the First United Methodist Church here in Muleshoe, and we're going to talk to the new pastor and his wife. What is your name?
Tom Carter.
Tom Carter. And what is your wife's name?
Rhonda Carter.
Well, I guess I should have asked you that question. And I'll ask you, Rhonda, where did you all move from?
We moved from Alton, Texas.
From Alton. And when did you come to Muleshoe?
Let's see, in June.
In June, And so, how long have you been a Methodist pastor?
I'm starting my 19th year of pastoral ministry and spent 26 and a half years in the construction world.
Oh my goodness, how unusual. But I think that's really, really nice because you've been a layman and also on the other side. You know our side and you know the other side.
True. Very true. And it helps me relate a lot easier with my congregational members.
Oh, I am sure that is true. Now, where all have you pastored?
We began the pastoral journey as a lay preacher in Fluvanna, Texas, and my first official appointment was in Plains. We moved from Plains to Vernon, and then from Vernon to Wheeler to Knox City to Alton, and then to Muleshoe.
And so now, when he came in and said, I think that God is calling me, what did you do?
I told him he needed to go back and have that conversation again. I'm not a pastor's wife.
Oh my goodness, that would be. Now, how many years had you been married at that point?
Yeah, 28 or 29, yeah.
28 or 29 years. Oh, what a shock. So, what did you do?
I drug my heels.
You did. What were you doing at that time?
Oh, I'm a X-ray technologist.
And where were you working?
I was working in, I was in Amarillo. No. We were in Lubbock.
Working part-time for this Christmas.
Right.
And fill in.
You were what?
She was working part-time at Tis Christmas, a Christmas store, and then working fill-ins for orthopedic doctors in their X-ray departments.
And so, now how did you all meet?
We met in high school.
In high school sweethearts. And where was that? And what high school?
Coronado in Lubbock.
Oh, in Lubbock, So you're West Texas.
Right. Yes, ma'am.
And where did you grow up?
I grew up in Lubbock, born in Oklahoma City, and then we moved to Lubbock in 1956.
And are your parents still living?
No, my mother died last year, and my dad died in 2000.
And so they lived in Lubbock?
They lived in Lubbock the greater part of my life, yes.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
I have an older sister that lives in Lubbock. She's 3 years older than I am, and she has 2 sons and a daughter that we like to spoil their kids whenever we get the chance.
Well, that's good. And you can send them home then.
Exactly.
Spoiled. So now tell me, you were a Lubbock girl also?
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
And are your parents still living?
No, they're both dead.
And who were they?
Rex and Louise Kidd, Kidd.
Kidd. So, and you grew up in Lubbock, lived in Lubbock, born in Lubbock?
No, I was born in Childress.
Oh, okay. Still West Texas. Can't get out of the good old West Texas. So when you all were still in the layman's world, where did you live? We talked about, before he became a pastor, where did you live?
Lubbock. We lived in Lubbock, in Amarillo, in California, and then back to Lubbock, yeah.
And so did you have your own company or did you work for someone?
I was working for other businesses and management and sales.
And so now tell me, how did this call come to you?
The call came after assisting with my brother-in-law's funeral in Lovington, New Mexico, when a total stranger walked up and introduced himself and then said, "I don't know what you're doing, but you're not doing what God is calling you to do." And that began a time of serious prayer and contemplation, having close friends pray with and for me to make the right decision, talking to pastor and several other clergy members that we had worked Mass walks with. And when I told Rhonda, she said, "No, you need to have the conversation again. I don't think that's what he wants." And of course, finally it came to me that God wanted me to help people build and rebuild their lives rather than me building or helping build things and buildings.
And now, had you already gone to college?
We had, both of us attended Tech. Both of us dropped out, and then I went back to Tech and eventually graduated from Lubbock Christian University.
And so where did you go to seminary?
I did most of my seminary coursework at either Perkins or St. Paul's School of Theology.
And where is St. Paul's?
St. Paul is in Kansas City, and Perkins is at SMU in Dallas.
And so you've been a minister for 19 years.
Working on 19 now.
19. And so you know that you did the right thing.
Very definitely. When I had my heart attack in January 2007, the surgeon before the surgery told Rhonda and I both that theoretically I should have been dead, but evidently God wasn't through with me. He still had work for me to do.
Right here in Muleshoe.
Right here in Muleshoe, Texas.
So are you enjoying Muleshoe?
Yes, ma'am, we are. I can't wait to get the house all in order so that I can get out and venture out a little bit and see.
Well, now tell me about this collection I see in front of you.
Yes, ma'am, I collect turtles.
How did that start?
It started when we were in Amarillo and everybody was collecting something, but I wanted to do something different. So I started collecting turtles, and at that time they were hard to find. But now you can find them everywhere.
Well, you have found them high and low, it looks like to me, right?
She has. She's got them scattered all over the house.
Oh,
All over the house. This isn't the whole collection.
No, that's not the total collection by any means.
So what are your hopes and dreams for the First United Methodist Church of Muleshoe, Tom Carter?
My hope and dream is to equip them to be the hands and the feet of Christ in the community of Muleshoe, and to be able to reach around the world and touch lives and change lives, which God does the changing. We just merely serve as the vessel for Him to do that change work, but just to touch lives and bring them closer to Christ.
Well, thank you both for visiting us here on Channel 6. And if we can ever be of service to you in any way, either one of you or both of you at any time, day or night, will give us a call.
I certainly will. Thank you, and God bless.
We have been talking with the Reverend and Mrs. Tom Carter, the new pastor and family of the First United Methodist Church of Muleshoe. Welcome to Muleshoe.